Imagine going back to your old workplace after 10 years and finding out that everyone who disappeared is still trapped inside, not as people, as something else entirely. That is exactly what happens in Poppy Playtime, and the deeper you go into this story, the more disturbing it gets, because this was never just a game about scary toys. This is a story about obsession, grief, and science that crossed every line that should never be crossed. Let's go back to where it all started.
You are about to see the most incredible doll ever invented. Her name is Poppy, and she is the first truly intelligent doll in the world.
In the 1930s, a man named Elliot Ludwig built a toy factory. He poured everything into it, his time, his energy, his entire life. So much that his wife left him. She got tired of coming second to a building full of toys. But instead of slowing down, Elliot doubled down. The divorce didn't break him, it pushed him further in. He hired brilliant people, scientists, designers, workers who believed in what he was building. The factory grew, the toys sold, and for a while, everything looked completely normal. But nothing about this place was ever normal. Elliot had one dream that went far beyond making money. He wanted to create a toy that could actually talk to children. Not just press a button and repeat a line, but genuinely listen, respond, and connect. Think of it like an early version of AI, except built inside a doll. And he actually did it. The doll worked. Kids loved it. Parents bought it. But then came the part nobody talks about. Hidden inside that doll's hair were poppy flowers. And if you know anything about poppy flowers, you know they're the source of opium, a drug. Elliot designed the doll to release a scent that would make children fall asleep faster so parents would be happier. That doll was essentially drugging children, and it was being sold in stores. That alone should have ended everything, but it didn't, because something far darker was coming. Elliot had adopted 2 children, a girl named Poppy and a boy named Ollie. And then, without much warning, Poppy died. The story doesn't tell us exactly how, just that she was gone, and that's when Elliot completely broke. He became obsessed with one idea. What if death wasn't the end? His scientists had already been experimenting with something strange. They were trying to bring dead mice back to life using poppy flower extract. It hadn't fully worked yet, but Elliot didn't want to wait for mice. He wanted his daughter back, so he made a decision that no parent should ever make. He took Poppy's organs and placed them inside the doll he had named after her. Then, he submerged the doll in a chemical gel, a liquid that his scientists had developed. And it worked. The doll opened its eyes. It moved. It breathed. Poppy was alive again, just not in the way she used to be. That moment changed everything inside the factory. One of the lead scientists, Dr. Harley Sawyer, watched what Elliot had done, and instead of being horrified, he was inspired. He saw a blueprint. If it worked on a doll, why not on everything else they had built? This led to the most dangerous project the factory ever created. They called it the Bigger Bodies Initiative. The idea was simple and terrifying. Take every toy in the factory, insert real human organs, and bring them to life the same way Poppy had been brought back. And that is where Huggy Wuggy came from. That is where all the creatures in this game came from. They were not built, they were not programmed. They were people or parts of people, trapped inside giant toy bodies, brought back through science that had no business existing. Now, fast forward to the present day, you are an ex-employee of this factory. You get a letter in the mail with no proper explanation, just a message that reads, "We are still here," and with it, a single hand-drawn flower. Something is pulling you back. You go to the factory. It's been abandoned for 10 years. The lights are off. The halls are empty. Dust covers everything, but you can feel it. Something is watching you from the moment you walk in. You find a tool called the Grab Pack, mechanical hands you can attach to your arms to solve puzzles and interact with the environment, and you start moving deeper into the building. That's when you see him in the main lobby, Huggy Wuggy, standing perfectly still like a statue, tall, unnatural, smiling that wide, frozen smile. You solve a few puzzles, restore power to part of the factory, then you come back to the lobby. He's gone. The chase that follows is one of the most terrifying moments in the game. Huggy Wuggy is not slow. He is not clumsy. He moves through those tunnels like he belongs there, like he's been waiting for exactly this moment. You run. You barely survive. And just when it seems like it's over, he falls hard into the darkness below. Blood, not oil, not wires. That detail hits differently once you understand the truth. Huggy Wuggy was never just a toy. There is something human inside him, something that feels pain. After surviving Huggy Wuggy, you find the flower mentioned in the letter. You follow it to a room where a doll sits locked inside a glass case. It's been locked up deliberately. Someone, or something, made sure she stayed in there. The moment you open the case, you hear a voice. Calm, soft, almost gentle.
You opened my case.
That's Poppy. A little girl's soul inside a doll's body, trapped in a glass box for reasons the game doesn't fully explain yet. And she's free now, because of you. But here's the part that should keep you up at night. Somewhere deep beneath that factory, something else is waiting. Something that existed before Poppy, before Huggy Wuggy, before any of the bigger bodies experiments. The very first experiment, the one they couldn't control, the one they had to lock away, they call it the prototype. And it has been down there this whole time, watching, planning, waiting for someone to open that door.